Hello and welcome. I'm Aman Mazingo, and this is the Afro Tales Podcast, a show that will explore the folklore, tales, myths, and legends of the African diaspora. Today we go into a realm of tall tale, a fairy tale, a legend. Almost all of them rolled into one. We head down to South Carolina, the coastal regions, and we talk about a creature that most of us love and enjoy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this tale about the mermaid. The mermaid. Oh, yeah, you want to know what happened, huh? Well, I'll tell you like this here. Our countryside stretches along the ocean. Our city is full of life. We have the best field crops and food from the sea. Our youngins can read and write, laugh and sing. We have the best of good and even better. We sleep deep and long in the night times, as calm as babies. But yeah, one day, something let loose on us out of the blue. A black cloud the size of a man's hat started way up high. We all saw it swell until it filled the whole sky. Then, it came swirling straight down on our shoulders like some giant scaresome boil, ready to burst. Rain upon rain fell from the rolling black cloud. Its darkness bullied down our streets. Lightning streaked past our windows. Thunder cracked. We cringed. Covered our heads for dear life, It rained rivers over our roofs and down our chimneys. It's all at once. The wind of it died down. The lightning of it emptied out. No thunder sounded. Rain, though, fell as steady as every day and every night. We felt the rain would never stop. Days passed, and the whole of our city became a flood, far and wide. Every road was marshland. Every reach of land was lakeland. In the woods, the trees gave off an odor of rot. All kinds of garbage and muck floated in the streets, clear to our knees. The cockroaches. Oh, the cockroaches emptied out of our kitchen walls by the thousands into the flood and up our backs. What had been hard ground under us became soft and squishy, like flesh, wet and falling off the bone. Some of us folks went crazy. Rain came down for 5 weeks straight. All of us became jittery with nerves. We felt there was something new and never seen among us. We'd all heard this tale, that something drenched in cold had crawled out of the sea and made its way over land and through the rotting stench of wet. I don't know. The dark rumor spread amongst our houses. A woman screamed it, clawing at a lamppost. There's a merwoman among us. Yes, a mermaid. Our city is drowned. The water will claim us all unless she is put back to sea, is what she said. That was the story we all believed. We were hysterical. Damp all the time. The sky, ghostly dark every day. We'd believe anything. It was a mermaid that caused our misfortune. It had to be. We all knew who had captured the mermaid, though. It was the doctor. With his roots and potions. He was our druggist, our apothecary. We all knew him, but we stayed away from him because he wasn't a regular doctor. He was a doctor of dead things. For years, that was whispered report. He had a hidden room of outworldly creatures, So the story went. Terrible, half alive, half dead things that ought not be seen in the light of day ever, some people said. This doctor of darkness had a helper, though. Asa. That was his name. He told us, whispering, of course, he keeps her with his ungodly things on top of the most high shelf. And they're in a bell jar. The mermaid. That's how he talked. No, we said, but we believed. We did. We seldom say it isn't true. No. Oh, yes. That's how I talk. That's what he said. He also said, she's a beauty. But she's shrunken down and she's been out of her ocean too long. She's awfully tiny in the bell jar. But she's just so lovely to see. How does she sing? We asked her. Is she still all right? Is she okay? We didn't want her to suffer, or die. She covered in green waters, what he told us. She had long hair that floats like waves around her, that's what he said. He also told us her hair looks like stringy vines in a breeze. Her mouth open, fist banging on the bell jar. She wanted out. And he also said there's a goldfish swimming there, around and around her too. That was strange. I guess no more strange than what everything else was going on, And we believed him, all right. That doctor to deadly things held a mermaid captive in a tall bell jar. The rain kept on. It beat down on our porches and into our windows. It emptied into our rooms and fireplaces. It seemed that all at once we got angry. We were tired of it all, of sitting in our chairs with water up to our knees. We stormed and raged. And finally, we gathered and became a mob, a great mob, wading out toward our doctor's shop. We were silent and wild with fear. We picked up the muck in our hands and threw it at the doctor's window. Bring us the mermaid, we shouted. Yes. The thought of her there made us sad enough to cry. We say let her out. Let her go back to where she belongs. The doctor comes outside. He's a very proper man. But there's no such thing. There's no mermaid here or anywhere. You lie, said a tall black man in the back. A very small man bravely swam down to the basement window. He was gone for a long time. Then we heard something break, and next came putrid, slithering, crawling things out of the house. They slime coated the waters everywhere we stood. The small dark man floated back up, breathless. "I seen her," he gasped at us. "She's got her little hands on the rim of the jar. She's crying. I tell you, she is beyond beautiful. The tiny, beautiful, pitiful thing." Some men of our town got together. They broke down the door and searched the shop, upstairs, downstairs, all over the place, in the secret places, that is. The rest of the horrible, half-living things must have been hiding in deep, dark, dank corners, for our men never found anything unusual. No mermaid at all. "We give you our word. There's no such thing here. Go on home." That's what the doctor said to us. Then a tall white man said to us, "Leave now. If you don't leave at once, we will call out the army and make you leave." Speaking to us this way, who lived here in this city all our lives. The mer woman was never found. Some of us had hoped to hold her in our palms and talk to her too. Maybe if those men had reached all the way out and up to the top shelf, or in the shadows behind things, I don't know. In the doctor's back room, maybe they would have found something. Found her swimming in her jar. Likely, she shrunk to a size of a baby frog, and a hungry one too. She'd been there all along, but so shriveled they couldn't recognize her. That's what we believe. The rains did stop, though. Perhaps because the bell jar was now big enough to suit the mermaid. Or else, maybe the doctor let her go. Sent her back on her way, down the flooded streets and woods, till she got back to the bottom of the ocean. We knew she caused the rains. We didn't blame her. We blamed the doctor. Well, what had been was gone. Once the rain ended, all that was left, when the waters went all the way back down to the ocean, was the stinking, rotting fish smell. And lots of muck for us to clean up. Our streets smelled as if tons of fish had been cleaned on our stoops and in our houses. For weeks, we washed down our walls and scrubbed and swept our streets. We tried hard to rid ourselves of souring fish odors. On hot days, you can still smell them. Our doctor, he left. Closed up shop and moved away. Some say to the north. We've not heard from him. Maybe he's dead. Good riddance. None of us here can say, though. Still, we all know that men live and then they die. All the time. But maybe mermaids do as well. The end. Wow. This story, based on true events. Look it up. July 3rd, 1867, South Carolina, Mermaid. Google that, the whole thing, and it'll come up. Names involved will be John Bennett, Arminta Tucker. This is a story based on true events in South Carolina right after the Civil War. And they are amazing. I didn't really know how to tell this story to give it justice, the emotion that they must have been feeling at this time. But I hope I did them justice. I hope I really gave them what they wanted. in telling this story. A lot of people know about mermaids, the Little Mermaid, things of that nature. Mermaid stories all over the place, but mermaids hold a real significant place for many Africans and African Americans and people of the African descent, because they come from Africa. The ocean spirits, the ocean goddess, is in most times represented as a mermaid. People believe that those slaves, or those, I shouldn't say slaves, those that were captured and on the slave ships that jumped over, turned into mermaids, or their spirits turned into mermaids in the ocean, which is probably a reason why most sail ships or sailors, get drugged down and are scared of them. It's those African spirits taking revenge on a lot of sailors and their ships and everything. I don't know, but this story to me was amazing. It had that touch of Americanism, but it also had that touch of old African spirituality. The Congo regions, the Ghanaian regions, Nigerian regions, the different cultures from Africa all merge here with just the simple statement of saying the mermaid. They all know about it. I love this story. I did. And you'll probably hear me say that about a lot of stories. If I'm telling the story, I probably love this story, right? So, yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you did, if you didn't, please email me. Let me know what I can do better to make you enjoy this story, to help you enjoy the stories. All right? Until next time, thank you. Thank you for your time. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or iTunes, or wherever you may listen to podcasts. You may also find us on Instagram and Facebook at Afro Tales Podcast, all one word, or on Twitter at Afro Tales Cast. Please share, comment, like, leave a rating so others may find us just as you have. Again, I'm Amon Mazingo. This is Afro Tales Podcast, and until next time, have a great day.